Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. The Most High, the Heavenly Father, his Hebrew name is Yahweh. Not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahaya, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah, not Hashem, not Yahweh, Haveh, Vaveh. It's Yahweh. And his only begotten son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ. Not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua, not Yehusha, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos. It's Yahweh Shah. So I gotta give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Rekah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder, bishop, and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all of Israel, whether accepted or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim, believing this truth and pushing this truth toward the four winds of the earth, the entire world, shed light to the whole elect. Shalom to the outward world listening learning, you few sister world listening learning. And Mosiah from GMS Atlanta Camp, Prophet of Doom, coming in from another lesson in truth, fact, faith, and notification, another day of vocation, Lord willing, this be edifying. And as a matter of fact, first before I get this, let me pull this up. As a matter of fact, bear with me here. Let me pull this up first, just in case. So this is copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act, 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. This is for educational purposes only. This is not for monetary gain. I do not own the copyright to this video. This is for educational purposes only. Lord willing, be edifying.
Let's see if we can, christen our Jen's hit list.
No one is above being forced to be on the front lines if it means dying for this cause. So brace yourselves. This language is pretty disturbing.
The greatest lie humanity tells itself is that we have outgrown human sacrifice.
So right off the bat, she's letting you know that human sacrifice is not only something that isn't taboo, it's something that is very acceptable and should be practiced. And look at the cadre of listen, we want to talk about very white people. You see, when it comes to Israel and what they claim is theirs, these people that you see here are the biggest harbingers of the state of Israel.
How does he get that yarmulke to stay on his head? Like, is it like a suction cup? But yeah, this woman is now going to be my official person on what Rachel. This was Rachel, my friend Rachel's idea, was that I should have a hit list. Except you can't make it very explicit, like that it's like something where you want to hurt people. So let me share. That's my hit list. So it's somebody that is worthy of a hit, of me needing one. And that's this bitch.
We call it by different names now and make our offering to different gods. We offer young men we call soldiers, as if the designation means that their mothers cry less when they die. We call masses of humanity collateral damage and turn our eyes away from the pictures of their lifeless bodies as we sip our morning coffee.
It's almost like she's saying it gleefully. What the fuck is that flag doing inside that synagogue?
That's common. That's common. And first of all, the fact that there's a female rabbi, it's a Reformed congregation, right? So in a Reformed congregation is where you're going to get the majority of your white Ashkenazi Zionist Jews. That's where the bulk of them will probably fall in this country, will be in a Reformed synagogue. So it makes sense.
Now this video is heavy because here it is. This is prophecy, man. Here it is, Edomites talking trash about Edomites. But they going into the point because this chick talking about Americans must be sacrificed for Israel's survival. This is Kala Yahaba Shema Washai. Because the scriptures brings all this out, man. Psalm 64 and 8, starting at verse 7. Really got to read the whole chapter because the Lord goes into the point how these devils is crafty, right? They search out iniquities and how crafty they is in setting up snares and traps for so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Psalms 10 goes into the point. These devils are so crafty. When you're reading Psalms 10, and then you go to Jeremiah 5 and 26, it tell you that the Lord say, among my people I found wicked men. They set traps as he that set of snares. So, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians learned from the so-called white man how to be killers. The real gangsters was the so-called white man. Is the so-called white man. The real gangsters is so-called white men. When you look at the history of being a gangster, the so-called white man brought that to the table, man. That's facts. All the gangsters, mob bosses, all the thugs, that's the so-called white man. They show you in the movie Gang of New York, show you that, man. The so-called white man started that. So, what he originates is wickedness. That's what he originates. Because the original cowboys were so-called Negroes, man. Even Gad and Reuben. Gad and Reuben. And Judah. The real cowboys, man. The so-called white man, he's anti-life and pro-death, man. They the original gangsters. They the original thugs. They the real drug dealers. So here it is. The Lord already said that there's going to be division among these Edomites, and they should make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. So when you read Psalm 64, 1 through 6, it was the so-called white man coming up with ways how to kill Jake. Strategically planning. Matter of fact, let me get this. Let's go here. In Proverbs 15 and 22 it reads, without counsel, proposals are disappointed, but in the multitude of counselors, they are established. Right? So here's Proverbs 20 and 18. It reads, every purpose is established by counsel, and with good advice make war. Right? I got to get these. This is Psalms 21 and 11. For they intended evil against thee, they imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. Right? Here is Psalms 38. And I'm reading these because this is what this devil did to the Israelites. This is what they did. They searched out iniquities. They accomplished a diligent search how to destroy so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. But now, just like the Lord told Esau, when Esau said in Psalm 73, I was envious at the wicked. He said I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. But then When he went into the council of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua, then understood he that latter end. So there's no need to be envious at the wicked. That's what the Lord said in Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, because they're latter end and they're going to die. And before they die, grievous deaths, before they go into captivity, the Lord going to have them to turn on themselves. Psalm 38:12. They also that seek after my life lay snares for me, and they that seek my hurt speak mischievous things and imagine deceits all the day long. So now, let me read Psalm 64. Psalm 64:1. So now these devils, this is what they saying live on wax about each other. Psalm 64:1. Hear my voice, O God. In my prayer, preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. And they said the pen is mightier than a sword, because Esau passed bills, laws, statutes, penal codes to forward this iniquity, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. This is how they get you, by passing bills, certain laws, to be justified in. Oh, we got to send in the troops. We got to clean up the cities. And what this one guy said, he said, the one guy, he said he was praying that it wasn't one of us that put down Charlie Brown. I was praying that it wasn't one of us. Well, it was. It was one of the governors. I forget his name. But one of the governors, he said, I was praying that it wasn't one of us. And it was one of you. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. It was the so-called white man that took down Charlie Brown. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune on land snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with the arrow. See how it's worded here, verse 7? But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So now we watching the wound of the so-called white man, which is, it tell you in Job 18, his own counsel shall bring him down. But God shall shoot at them with the arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Let's get this in Job, and I'm going to play the video. This is Job 18. Right here, verse 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. See, I read Proverbs, right? 15 and 22, and Proverbs 20 and 18. It said without counsel, they don't do nothing. But through the multitude of counselors, they are established, and then they make war. So right here, their own counsel is casting them down. This is Job 15 and 5. For thy mouth uttered thine iniquity, and thou choosest the tongue of the crafty. Thy own mouth condemneth thee, and not I. Yeah, thy own mouth, thy own lips testify against thee. See? Let's go back to this.
And the truth is, we don't do it because we are heartless. We do it because we believe that it is necessary for the world to keep running.
So she wants you to go die for her cause, because if you don't, humanity will cease to exist. That's what'll happen.
Send your kids, lady.
Please, send them all. Why don't you send your mother, who's probably the woman standing right behind you? Why don't you send you? Why don't you send you?
Seriously.
You know, I have always said that the reason why Teddy Roosevelt, to me, is the greatest commander-in-chief we've ever had is because, unlike pretty much anyone else in the history of our country, with the exception of Lincoln and Washington, actually was willing to go on the front lines to die for what he believed in. If he wanted you to fight for something, he'd fight right with you. That's why he was always known as the Rough Rider. These people will never put themselves in harm's way, but you better believe that they are all too ready, willing, and able to do it to you. You must die for this cause.
I'm disgusted. I'm so disgusted.
Yeah.
I'm just. Yeah.
That's a hit. That's a hit list.
It's a definite hit. This is definitely somebody to be on my hit list, for sure.
We do it because we believe that the gods whose favor we so desperately seek, freedom, security, prosperity, flourishing, that they demand blood as the price of their favor.
This is why I don't do religion, because you're a sick fuck.
But you see, this is Pirate Justin has it right. This is Talmud shit. This isn't Torah stuff. This is not stuff like a lot of the Hasidic Jews that are anti-Zionist. They don't. This is not. They find this to be a violation of the Torah, what she's saying. What? Yeah. Remember, we had Rabbi Shapiro on here.
Yes. And again, I want to know when somebody is going to spew this type of demonic rhetoric and say, but I'm going to take up arms with you and I will go too. You see, that's not happening. You see, this woman probably lives a very comfortable life, and this is what she does for fun. She decided to become a rabbi. She probably has inherited a decent amount of money, married.
You know nothing about. I love how, like, Peter will come up with an entire scenario for someone. It reminds me, like, when I was little, my mom and I would be out eating or whatever, and we would always look at people and make up entire stories for them, just other people in a restaurant. That's kind of like you. Like, you know nothing about her. You know nothing about this woman. Nothing.
I don't need to know anything about her other than she's a sick fuck, and everyone in that room is a sick fuck who doesn't walk out the second they hear it. But unfortunately, this is where the whole concept of Jew hatred is really stemming from. It's stemming from people like her. That's where it's coming from.
Hey, guys in the chat, if when an ad comes up, it helps us if you let it play, but even if you don't, throw in there what kind of ads you're seeing. I'm just curious. Yeah. Because I don't ever get ads watching us live, so that's not anything I see. So I'm curious.
Well, I run it on my phone and I just let it play, but I will say that if it's for 15 to 30 seconds.
But do you get ads? I don't get ads.
Yeah, no, if the stream is running, then I'll just let it run. But what I'm saying is, if it's 15 to 30 seconds, if you do see the ads, that helps the channel grow, because that's how revenue is generated without you, having to give. And so, David Hunter, to anybody else who's in New York City, I am sure you are familiar with this synagogue, and I have no doubt that now you're really familiar with it and exactly what they think. So you know what I would do? You know what I would do, Jen, if I was in New York City? This is the synagogue that I would go and protest in front of. You want to draw attention to it?
Yeah.
You want to stand out there with the Palestinian flag? This is where you do it.
Where is this in New York?
It's in Manhattan.
Oh, it's in Manhattan. Okay.
So what I would suggest to anybody that wants to go and protest it, and they'll have, oh, you're anti-Semitic and you're this, that, and the other thing. And you know what I would say? I would say this: show them a clip from Revolutionary Change of what this fucking woman said. That's it.
Well, I don't mind being. Yeah, but calling people anti-Semitic now, I just don't think it's really working anymore.
I agree. It's not.
I would also say to her, no, I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm anti-you. I'm anti-white Ashkenazi Zio, or any Zio. That's what I'm anti. And by the way, most of them aren't even Semites.
No, look at them.
I know there's nothing Semitic about you, lady.
Yeah, look, like I said, she can't live in Israel because the Sun don't like her very much. Could get away with it in New York, but not there.
Sophia's asking, is reform the same thing as revisionist Zionism? I am not completely certain what revisionist Zionism is, but I think the answer is completely no. Reform is, there are several, like I would say, mainstream sects of Judaism amongst Ashkenazi Jews. So amongst your New York Jews, your East Coast Jews, your North Miami Beach Jews, right? The white people. And you'll have those that are Orthodox, and then you'll have conservative, reform, and then there's also like Reconstructionist, and it's like that. But they are completely unrelated to the concept in theory of Zionism, other than Zionism has permeated many of those of those groups. But the ideology is they're unrelated to each other.
Agreed.
Okay.
We do it because we cannot see any other choice. And maybe that's why we read the Akedah, the binding of Isaac, on Rosh Hashanah. Because the story of the Akedah isn't about inconceivable obedience. When Abraham prepares to sacrifice Isaac, he is just accepting the same bargain of blood we still accept today.
So what you're saying is that you're going to reference a Bible story from thousands of years ago that people just take on faith that Abraham sacrificed his son to his God. That's what you're saying. So because Abraham did that thousands of years ago, you should sacrifice your son, and maybe daughter too, to your God. So go and die for Israel is what she's suggesting. Fuck these people.
Yeah.
Fuck them right to fucking hell, even though they don't believe in it, but I'll still send them there anyway. We have to disassemble this relationship.
Evil people end up in it's like hell is your own sort of spiritual, like, it's what happens to people that are just sort of evil souls, just beget evilness in their existence. You know what I mean?
And keep this in mind, and I want you all to listen very carefully here. Chelsea Clinton, 1,000%, in my opinion, is going to run for Congress. And you know who's going to support her? These fucking people.
Yes.
That's who's going to support her. So keep that in mind when Jerry Nadler officially steps down from his seat and people are thinking about who's going to replace him. Because this is a generational change that's happening right now in New York City. So who do you think it's going to be? Well, if it's Chelsea Clinton, then these people are going to give her a lot of money.
They will, and I still think she won't win.
I
think that name is really toxic and poisonous to most people, and younger people really don't have a frame of reference one way or the other. And I just think that their whole brand is dead. The only reason that Hillary keeps rearing her head out is she still owns the party. So at the end of the day, she can do what she wants. And also, I mean, she is former Secretary of State, former Senator, former First Lady. So, I mean, she still gets to stick her head out. But no one wants a new one of you all. We don't even want the ones that we're stuck with now.
Maybe, but we are dropping a clip at the top of the hour regarding Hillary Clinton and how she is trying to make another power grab by taking control of USAID and running it through the Clinton Global Initiative.
Oh, so now you're combining two criminal enterprises together. Oh, that's brilliant.
Oh, yes.
That's like some sinister shit. You're taking your money laundering operation and combining it with another. Brilliant.
Like I said, I don't really care if she spews this bullshit. The reason I have a problem with it is that these are the people that control our government in this country. She absolutely has her congregation funding AIPAC, funding all of these Israel lobby NGOs. This is where this happens. And I'm not saying it's everywhere in the country, but I can assure you, as the day is long, that is what this congregation is. No one talks like this unless they're putting their money where their mouth is, and you better fucking believe that they're doing that.
Here, answer this question. So we've tried to bring Max on, you know. I know Max. I've met Max. Peter knows Max. Has met Max. I don't know. And he used to respond, you know, a few years ago when I met him, he would be somewhat responsive, but now he just doesn't respond anymore. So,
hey, and see, this is heavy because their guiltiness is pressed on their conscience, man. Let me go here. See, what's happening is the Lord say, as a matter of fact, before I get that, this is Psalm 73. Man, we had some beautiful times, man. Hey, stay prayed up. Hey, constantly praying to Yahweh about Shemawashai to increase your patience, man. Your patience with your faith. This Psalm 73 and 20. Matter of fact, let me read some of this. Psalm 73 and 1. Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart, which is your mind. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish, when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm, because the earth was given to their hand. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. And it shows you right here, this verse 5, it goes back to when you read and understand through the Spirit, dealing with Cain, right? Because this is what Lamech said. Genesis 4 and 23. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken unto my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Meaning, there is no bands in their death, man. And they are not in trouble as other men. See, they get away with it, man, because the Lord put a hedge. When you read in Genesis, when Cain said, Lord, any man seeth me, he's going to slay me. The Lord said right then, nope. If any man should slay Cain, vengeance shall come on him sevenfold. So the Lord put a hedge around these Edomites for a time. Hey, that's why I say in Luke 21, when it reads, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. See, now, the Lord is exposing these Edomites, man. They lost the information age. They have lost the information war. Yahweh Ba'al Shah controls the information now. That's why I tell you in Habakkuk 2 and 14, the glory of the knowledge of the Lord shall cover the earth as waters cover the sea. This Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. So that's why Lamech was boasting and him getting away with murder. Therefore pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. See, the Holy Spirit covers the remnant as a garment, but violence covers the self-proclaimed white man as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart can wish. And you can read Ecclesiasticus 6. In scripture tell you that we're supposed to put on wisdom as a long robe. See, the so-called white man put on wickedness. That's his garment. Hey, this is what the Lord said in Isaiah 31. Isaiah 30, when the Lord said, they have taken a covering, but not of me, that they may add sin to sin. The covering that our people have taken on themselves is the covering of the so-called white man, which you still naked. That's why the Lord said in Revelation 16 and 15, put on these garments. At least you walk naked and they see your shame. They see your nakedness. So, even when you take on the covering of the so-called white man, you still naked. Therefore pride compasses them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness, they have more than heart could wish. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression, they speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, which are the Israelites. The Israelites is the heavens. When you read, when the Lord told the Pharisees and them, the wicked Pharisees and Sadducees, that the kingdom of heaven come not with observation, for it is within you. The Israelites is the kingdom of heaven. That's why I tell you in Matthew 11:12, the kingdom, from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent take it by force. That kingdom of heaven was talking about Jerusalem being taken down in 70 AD by the so-called white man, the Romans, Judah, Benjamin, Levi at the time. They set their mouth against the heavens, against the Israelites, and their tongue walking through the earth. There go that word tongue again. Like I said in Psalm 64, it's dealing with the pen is mightier than a sword. Hey, and once the pen don't work anymore, Esau gonna pull the sword out, man. Because that was his blessing. The so-called white man's blessing is to live by the sword, man. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them, which is the judgment. His people can return well, back to the basis of men. Right? So here, Esau said, right here, Verse 16. It reads, when I thought to notice, it was too painful for me until I went into the sanctuary of God. Then understand I their end. See, the so-called white man end, and he got an end. This is what the Lord said in Proverbs 3, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Because they has this, they look, verse 18, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. So eventually they're gonna fall. Thou castest them down into destruction. See? So here, verse 20, as a dreamer one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image. So now the image of the so-called white man is being destroyed. And I was finna go here to Isaiah. The so-called white man's image is through, man. Isaiah 32 and 5. Remember this? The vile person shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. And even though they talking about what they want to do to this chick, y'all all Edomites. For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against Yahweh, to make empty the souls of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail. The instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. So here it is. These devils is talking about each other. Let's go back to this and finish this.
I don't know if he has a different number. I don't know if he's kind of ghosting us. I really don't know. But we have tried to get Max to come on. So
we will continue to try, and hopefully one day we will make it so.
But Max, if you see this, why are you ghosting me?
You like me. You really like me. All right, let's see if she has anything left to say.
Okay.
That some need to die for the world to flourish.
How about you first?
Yeah, lady.
How about you first?
I agree. You know what? That again, it's when they're saying stuff that I agree with, but just invert it. Like when Stephen Miller was giving his speech.
And it's heavy because she's talking about Americans must be sacrificed for Israel. Hey, the Lord finna make this happen, man. Hey, let's get this. This is finna happen because most of these Jakes, most of these 2/3 Jakes, they're finna get drafted to the war, man. Hey, because America is the altar. Isaiah 34 in verse 5 it reads, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. This word Idumea is talking about the Edomites, the separate proclaimed white people, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of Yahweh is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For Yahweh have a sacrifice in Basra, which is America, Babylon the Great, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Right? So America going to be this altar, this sacrifice. Look at this. Amos 9 and 1. I saw Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, standing upon the altar. And he said, what he said? It said, I saw Yahweh standing upon the altar. And he said, smite the lintel of the door, that the posts may shake, and cut them in the head, all of them. And I will slay the last of them with the sword. He that fleeth of them shall not flee away, because they're going into the bunkers. But they ain't going to escape. That's going to be their holding cells. And he that escapeth of them shall not be delivered. So, the Lord got an altar for these Edomites, man. These devils is in slippery places, man. They don't even know it.
And he was talking about like the wretched of the earth. And I'm like, yes, you. I was like, everything he was saying, I felt, and he's like, in our rage. And yes, with this woman, it's the same thing. I completely agree, lady. Certain people are going to have to be sacrificed. We're going to start with the evil genocidal freaks. We're going to get rid of them first because they can't play nice with other people. And apparently you're with them. So that's who needs to go. The rest of us can cohabitate.
Now, I know this is not going to come as any surprise to anybody, but bordering on the Upper East Side, 652 Lexington Avenue in Manhattan, New York. That is where Central Synagogue is if you're looking for a great place.
Wait, where's the Upper East Side?
Well, it says it's technically Midtown. I didn't see what the cross street is. Actually, it's 50. So it's Midtown. It's 55th.
Okay.
So it's East 55th and Lexington Avenue. So 652 Lexington Avenue at the corner of 55th Street. If you are looking for a place to do a free Palestine protest, this is where you go. Go right here and make it so that every fucking person in that city sees it.
Yeah, stand in front of it. Seriously, that's a great idea. Go block these people.
Yeah. And when
Actually,
somebody
the
asks
time
you,
to go, Saturdays, baby. Be there first thing Saturday.
You're going down today, boy. Let me get this real quick. This is Job. They're going down, man. Hey, these devils. Hey, the Lord is despising the image of the so-called white man. And that's him as the red, pink people and his system, man. This is Job 27. And it doesn't matter hey, if you're on top or you're on the bottom. As an Edomite, as a self-proclaimed white man, y'all all going to the same place. That's what Aesop said, Psalm 73. They all return hither, man. Well, back to the basis of men. The Lord said in Genesis 3:14, thou art cursed above every cattle and upon every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life. Dust is confusion. Because these are the basis of men, man. Job said they were violent in the earth, man. Base men. This is Job 27:13. This is the portion of the wicked man with God and the heritage of oppressors. Who's the oppressors right now? Who's been the oppressors since the 1300s? The self-proclaimed white people. This is the portion of the wicked man with God and the heritage of oppressors, which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widows shall not weep. And they ain't weeping now, man. All these Edomite women, they cleaving to Jake, man, or some other heathen nation. Though he heap up silver as the dust, and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on, and the innocent shall divide the silver. Because he built an house as a moth, and as a booth that the keeper maketh. It's going to be gone, man. See, verse 19. Look at this. The rich man shall lie down, but he shall not gather, but he shall not be gathered. He opened his eyes, and he is not. Hey, when they open their eyes back up, it's going to be slavery, boy. Put these chains on. Right? It's a terrors take hold on him as waters. A tempest stealeth him away in the night. Now I want to go here to Job. Hold on here. 20. Is it 20? No. 21. Salaki. Yeah, this is Job 21 and verse 19. God laid up his iniquity for his children. He rewardeth him, and he shall know it. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty. For what pleasure have he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst? Right? Verse 22. Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are on high? Who's on high right now? The self-proclaimed white man. Here's the point. Verse 23. One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. Right? David Rockefeller, right? Lord Rothschild, Evelyn Rothschild, Henry Kissinger, and they all died being wool at ease and quiet, right? His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. So it's talking about the rich and the poor of the self-proclaimed white man. Verse 26, they shall lie down alike in the dust. See? And the worms shall cover them. That's Isaiah 14:11. The worms cover them, and the worms spread under them, man. They shall lie down alike in the dust. Who, Lord? The rich and the poor, the self-proclaimed white man. And the worms shall cover them.
Morning, so that people can't easily get into services. First things happen, you could set up like like some sort of encampment.
That's
but those people will end up having, the police come and
they will
make a whole production. Of course they will.
Listen, set up the protest, get the police to come, and then Jordan and Status Quo will show up and cover it, and that is when everyone will know the psychotic, scorched earth, genocidal thought process of this congregation, of which there is a lot of money and a lot of power behind it. No one can make a statement like that unless they're protected. And that is the way it is. So, if you can, and hopefully this clip will go viral when we throw it out there, if you're going to protest, if you want to make an impact, especially in New York.
Or attention Palestine groups and anti-Zionist groups that are in New York. This might be a...
So, yeah, man. So, yeah, I want to show this. Hey, man. Hey, call like y'all about your mama shy. They own tongue falling upon themselves, man. Hey, the Lord is bringing these Edomites down, man. So anyway, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elder, bishop, and elders of great millstone who teach well, who are the apostles and elders of all the Israel, whether accepted or not. In a sincere salutation to all the Akim, believing this truth and pushing this truth. Got the four winds of the earth, the entire world shed light to the whole elect. Shalom to the Abwal to listen learning. If you sus will listen learning. Hey, until next time, Lord willing. Hey, may Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. Until next time, I say Shalom. Wa Abba Abba. I'm gonna close with this. This is Isaiah 29:18. And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. That's what obscurity means, darkness. So now in Isaiah 43:8, the Lord said, bring forth the blind to have eyes, and the deaf to have ears. The meek also shall increase their joy. How? In the Lord. Yahweh by Shema Shai. And the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. Why, Lord? For the terrible one is brought to naught. We are watching the self-proclaimed white man be brought to naught. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed. And all that watch for iniquity are cut off. And the only ones that watch for iniquity on the planet Earth is the self-proclaimed white man. Yeah, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay snap for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside to judge for a thing or not. The Lord is finna destroy this devil. Verse 20. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorn is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off. And it tell you in Jeremiah 5, that a lion watch over, a leopard watch over our cities, man. The self-proclaimed so-called white man is being brought to naught. Again, till next time I say Shalom, Wa Abba Abba.